This is probably one of the more popular concerns that come up in the comment section. You guys have tried GFunds from GInvest and want to sell your investments. You often ask, how do you sell this and what are the lead times so that you can get your money back? But this is often met with a lot of violent reaction. You guys have expressed your disappointment that you already sold your investments but are not getting credited the money that you need. You've told me that it takes so many days, sometimes even weeks. Many get so frustrated that they end up concluding and asking our go-to, scam ba to? So last month in October, I actually sold some of my positions from GFunds GInvest. I wanted to share with you my own experience. Did I in fact get my money back? Hindi ba scam lang to? This is what we'll look to answer in this video. So enough of this intro and let's go. But before anything, if you are new to this channel, hi, I'm Mark. It's nice to meet you. In this channel, I talk a little bit about lifestyle, but I mostly talk about business and investments. So today, we're changing it up a little. Usually what I cover here would be portfolio reveals, returns, and what investments I'm looking at next. We're not really talking about new investments, but merely talking about how to redeem your investments. So while a lot of this video has to do with lead times and processing periods, I am actually sharing my own personal experience wherein I think there are a couple of insights that I'm able to share with you anyway. So I'll try my best to actually simplify this and make it as understandable as possible. So let's now move on to my selling of some of my positions from GFunds. First things first is selecting which of my GFunds investments I am looking to sell. So what I picked out is the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. Why this fund specifically? Well, if you've been keeping abreast with the Philippine stock market, you've seen that the markets are just really still going down. But more importantly, I'm selling this because when I was investing in this 2-3 years ago, I was actually trying to do a cost averaging method. I was investing as little as 50 pesos per day. So this approach lets you invest in the market in a regular basis. So hindi mo na hinihintay na bumaba yung market or pag tumaas siya. From the regularity through ups and downs, you will actually be able to see your investments grow in the long term. Unfortunately, as mentioned in many of my videos before, GFunds just doesn't let you track your return on investment. I mean, now I'm doing this strategy with Maya Funds. So with Maya Funds, I am continuing the cost averaging strategy, so 50 pesos daily. With Maya Funds, you are actually able to see what you've invested versus what's its current value right now. When I did this with GCash before, I was hoping that they would plug in this feature into GFunds, but until now, unfortunately, they haven't done it. So, being blind to my return on investment in GCash, I decided to finally liquidate this and move this to other possible investments. Let me now walk you through the selling process on how to sell your GFunds GInvest. So, of course, opening your GCash app, going through the GInvest section, and clicking on GFunds. Click on My Investments. Let's highlight the fund that I want to sell. Again, it's the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. Keep in mind that I actually sold my position in this fund in November 9th. So take note of that date. I know a lot of you are anticipating what date I will get my money back. So November 9th is when I actually did this transaction. So now on this next page, this is where you enter how much you want to sell. To do this, you have to enter the amount in units in the top part of the page. What you actually have to input is the number of units that you want to redeem. So medyo iba to dun sa nakasanayan ko na like in the BPI mobile app when I'm selling my UITF. You can actually input yung amount that you want to sell. So what I was looking to sell is around 4,000 pesos worth of my positions. So for GCash, I don't know why, but medyo inconvenient. So you would have to guess and maybe do it by trial and error on how much units, again, pwede naman decimal point, how much units you are looking to sell. Why GCash did this and just didn't let us enter the amount, I'm not sure, but anyway, that's the process. So after inputting the amount, you are given a checkbox before proceeding to confirm your sell transaction. You may actually want to check the FAQs portion. Merong table dyan that actually narrates how many days it takes for you to be able to redeem your investments. If you notice, the processing and redemption periods are actually different per fund. So iba-iba pala yung processing time niya per fund. So let's look at the details for the ATRAM Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. There's actually two things that we're looking at here, the order confirmation and the order completed. For order confirmation, it says here that it takes 4 business days, while for order completed, meaning kompleto na and na-credit na yung amount sa account nyo, it says that it will take 6 business days. Take November 9th as when I sold my date as day 0. When you sell it, whatever time of the day, it's considered day 0. The processing time will start the next day, so that will be day 1. So my day 1 would be November 10. Alright, so let's move on to the next day in November 10th. Let's now move on to a few days later in November 11th, so 2 days after. When I opened my GFunds section, there's a part here that displays your pending transaction. So at the top, it says that my sell order was placed, again on November 9th. So following the table earlier, the sell will be confirmed in 4 business days, so that's 10, 11, 12, 13. So true enough, tugma naman siya. Sell order confirmed on November 13th. Again, going back to the table, the sell order completed, meaning the money would have been credited sa account nyo, would be after 6 business days. So in my case, it's actually on November 17th. If you count, it might be a little confusing. November 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. If you count, it might be a little confusing because these are business days, so wag natin count yung weekends. So again, the progress is November 9th, sell order confirmation November 13th, and crediting will be November 17th. So at this point, nothing really else left to do. Hintay na lang tayo because nagawa na natin yung pagbebenta na kailangan natin gawin, and it's already being processed. Do note though that I noticed this. Remember when I was trying to input the number of units that would correspond to around 4,000 pesos, pero yung lumabas na actual amount was a little below the 4,000 value. So instead of 4,000, 3,949 pesos and 81 centavos lang siya. Why is there a difference? Again, as I shared in the past, when you are dealing with UITFs and mutual funds, you're actually just working with the date. You are working with cutoff periods. So in this case, when you do a sell order or even perhaps a buy order, you are not actually buying into what's displayed at that specific period. What you end up buying or selling would be the closing market price of the fund. So again, I inputted the number of units that would correspond to around 4,000 pesos. But as the confirmation has shown, hindi ko actually nakuha yung 4,000 pesos that I was looking for. It's slightly below, again, at 3,949 pesos and 81 centavos. Let's again fast forward to a few days later. 2 days later, on November 13th, I was actually very pleasantly surprised at 10:02 p.m. I actually got this transaction on my GCash account. It says GCash GInvest redemption credit to my number. The amount of 3,913 and 7 centavos. I wasn't expecting any amount to come into my GCash wallet until November 17th. So ATRAM and GCash, thank you very much. So again, the redemption, the completion actually happened 4 whole days ahead of time. But there's actually 2 things that I'm taking away from this. One good and one bad. Obviously, the great news was that the redemption, the crediting to my wallet happened much faster than what I was expecting. But I think what's happening here is that GCash is under-promising and over-delivering, meaning that the processing time that they post will be sort of a worst-case scenario already. But I don't want to set your expectation that the crediting into your account will always be early, na laging mapapaaga, and they will always over-deliver. If it so happens that they just meet the deadlines that they post, then let's not fault them for it. I'm sure they are working hard enough to be able to give us our hard-earned money as fast as possible when we are selling our investments. So let's move on to the second thing that I noticed about this transaction. If you see the amount that was credited, it's 3,913 pesos and 7 centavos. So going back to the other screenshot on the progress table, the amount that I was looking to receive was 3,949 pesos and 81 centavos. But this time, the amount that was actually credited is just 3,913 pesos. So this is about a disparity of 1.5 to 2%. I'm not sure if the amount displayed during the sell confirmation was just a nominal amount that is still subject to the actual rate of the fund, or perhaps this is factoring in the trust fees that Atram actually charges. Not too much of a big deal here, but I just wanted to let you guys know this, that whatever's on the confirmed amount might be a little lower still. In my case, it was at least 1.5%, which is again corresponding to the trust fees. Again, I'm not totally sure if that's what it accounts for, but what you input and what you will be getting may be a little lower. So this is just to set a realistic expectation when you do your sell order. So with this, nabawasan ng konti yung funds that were credited to my account. Scam nga ba itong GInvest? I don't think so. The money was a little less, but I don't think it's a scam. I was able to get the money that I input and I was able to get it back. So, hindi ko naman feel na na-scam ako. You just have to really wait for the amount to be credited back into your wallet. I still hope that GCash GInvest is able to display your invested amount and your returns so that we're not really guessing. We're not trying to manually keep track of the funds that we invested and see what we're getting back. Again, if Maya Funds is doing it also with Atram, I don't see why GInvest GFunds is not able to do it. So lastly, I just wanted to go back to the table that I shared with you earlier. My experience is specific to the Atram Philippine Equity Smart Index Fund. Your experience, again, might be different based on the fund that you are redeeming. The quickest processing crediting time here would be the Atram Peso Money Market Fund. The sell order confirmation within 3 business days, and the confirmation comes within 4 business days. The longest processing period here would be the Atram Global Equity Opportunity Feeder Fund. So the sell order confirmation for this one happens within 5 business days, and the crediting would be 8 business days. I won't go through each one. You can check this table on the GCash app itself. So as a general rule, since it's working with business days, not actual days, my own estimate is that when you are dealing with local funds, please expect it from 1 week to about 10 days. And when you are working with global funds, please give 12 to 20 days realistically. If this is your set expectation, I don't think you will encounter any delay. You will not panic looking for your funds and thinking that you've been scammed by GCash. Again, when you are in need of your funds and want to redeem them, please give GCash some time to be able to process this. If you want the actual business days, they're already posted. I'm just giving you sort of a second comparison in case, again, you are panicking that you've been scammed or just in need of your funds. When you sold your funds, did it come early or did it come much later? Do you still think GFunds is a scam? Let me know in the comment section. If you've liked this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, guys, and happy investing.